Champions, welcome. The squares have aligned and bingo is nigh. It's time for Elden Squares Season 3. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, we have a diabolical team of Golden Order rookies, forged in the fire of the Rookie Rumble Round 2. Their primary DLC player is none other than Yibe, the Absurdist, and his teammate, a man who has a can't stop, won't stop attitude. He keeps going no matter how many octopi we remove from the mod, none other than Thomas the Tank Engine. And their opponents. Fighting out of the blue corner, we have someone who has who's forged in the fires of the Crucible. A hardened bingo veteran who is making his Golden Order debut, none other than Deutz. And his teammate, one of the most experienced bingo players in the world, the man who has been with me from day one, none other than Dino. Now it's time to run that board and square off. All right, Ratty, you ready to go?
Oh, I was born ready, brother.
Say less, say less. Well, let's go ahead here and get started. Ratty, center square.
Give me Imbibe St. Trina's Nectar, something really weird.
Mesmer. I'll go with. Queenline in Bellarat is the center square. So let's take a look here at the board. Also, of course, looking at not only some of the big kill squares, but some of the synergies, maybe some early squares that we can expect to see. So starting with that center square, Queenline and Bellarat, if you get into the DLC early, obviously that's going to be really big for that center square. If you have wild strikes, it's pretty doable, but you need to be careful. Queenline he hits hard, so you need to be very careful if you're going with the full rush for Queenline. Looking here at the top row, though, we again have Egon's Furled Finger, obviously two big Membes, Rykard, Lord of Blasphemy, and Limogue, Lord of Blood. We also have Loretta, Knight of the Haligtree. This is actually the first official bingo league, to my knowledge at least, that has Loretta, Knight of the Haligtree as a square. Lemon was the first person to get that in the Veil Break event, but we'll be excited to see that here in the Golden Order for the first time. On that row 2, Blood Tax Astrovore is a really good square. You don't have to kill anything. You just need to get Altus access, and then you can get Blood Tax. You can get some smithing stones there. And you can also pick up a Lord's Rune, which is a nice 50k boost early. We saw the players last game talking about that first kill with those runes and those levels being so important and vital. Gaius's Pants is also a lot of Scadu there in the DLC, along with 5 DLC bosses in Dupe Remembrance at one of the finger runes. So some really strong synergy with Gaius's Pants in that dupe, right? Because you can just dupe and then go, or kill Gaius and then dupe it. In that row 4, we have the Estelle boss, Borealis of the Freezing Fog. So a decent amount of stuff in Mountaintops, as well as the 3 unique Black Knife Assassins. So that could be done with the Ordina 3. And then the final row, I see Egon's Cookbook. So that's a reason to go south. Another reason why Ordina is strong here is the Black Knife set. And then strengthening Rykard, we have God and Lord bosses. Because
good for Moog.
Yeah, that is good for Moog and for Rykard, because Rykard's both a God and a Lord. Rykard's really strong here.
Rykard's a great play. And a little more base game heavy board this time around. I think I counted 9 DLC squares, might have miscounted, but definitely leaning towards DLC towards the base game just a touch.
Yeah, that is one of the things that players need to be prepared for, right? You can have some boards that'll lean towards DLC, like the last one that we had, and some boards that'll lean towards base game, like this one. I will let you know there was a slight preference towards base game because obviously the players start in the base game.
Yep. And for both teams, we're seeing the same class selections. Dino and Thomas went with Elf and Steeple. Yibi and Deutz have Iron Balls. So pretty clear class choices again here for both teams. I think very obvious.
Yeah. For the most part, I think teams and players will have kind of the same classes.
Yeah.
You never know. It's one of these things where like among like the super elite players, they tend to pick the same classes because one of the things we've said in the past and is still true, you can't win a game in the starting screen or in this case in round table, but you can lose it, right? If you pick the wrong class and really screw yourself, you will just be behind. I mean, all these players are very good. So for most of the season, I would not expect that much of a difference in terms of starting classes. But you never know, right? And we are underway.
Here we go. Game 2 of the Golden Order has begun. And once again, seeing identical routes out of Yibi and Deutz.
Thomas actually quickly doing a great sword check. It is Mariah's Executioner sword there.
Not great.
Yeah, I think it was just a quick check because, you know, if it's Alabaster or something, maybe you decide to go with that. Or Despoker, right?
It's hard to get an upgrade on Steeple, but you might get something that gets online a little faster, so worth a check at least. I'm very curious to see how they split this. Last game we saw the full DLC rush. We might be seeing it again. There's still enough DLC for sure to justify that. But I don't hate, you know, a little extra time in base game here to help out your base game player. It's not super necessary, but could be good. In terms of fast squares, I also know, just from my little experience playing, both bosses in Sage's Cave is pretty quick. Not an awful square to get done early. Doesn't have a ton of synergy on this board, so maybe not. But
well, it gets you a Black Knife Assassin, right?
Yeah, that is true. You do get one of your Black Knife Assassins.
And if you get the, I mean, the ones in Ordina are not free, right? Like I think anyone can kill, because you just have to be really careful. You can't get chipped down over time after killing like multiple in Ordina. So if you go ahead and do the one in Sage's Cave, not only do you get the Sentry Torch anyways for that one, but then you can, it just means there's one less chip damage adding up for the ones you have to go do in Ordina. I do think Ordina is really strong here with Loretta and Black Knife Set and Black Knives all on the same board.
Yep, definitely a good read there. Yibi and Thomas both also setting up with Axe Talisman here, which could be long term. I mean, you're going to do more damage. Your fights are going to be faster. They're going to be set back a little bit here on any of the early races, the early setup, but not by much. Not a huge deal at all.
Yeah, that does not surprise me at all. I think especially if you have balls or Starfist, I would be getting that every time. You can just, like, over 50% of your attacks end up being charge R2s. Like, it's almost a 10% just straight up damage buff.
I agree. It's hard to pass up. I think it's an easy thing to pass up when you're thinking about your time and just setting up and setting yourself back a little bit doing it. But long term, that's just a net positive on how much time you spend doing things.
And Deutz is already making his way to Margit here. I wonder if we will see the same kind of DLC rush from the players, maybe a bit of a divergence. I think on boards that are super DLC heavy, you'll see the two primary DLC players kind of do that exact path that we saw last game. On a board that isn't as DLC heavy, you can see a bit more creativity from the players in terms of how they route it, right? Maybe Thomas wants, maybe one of the players want to do Rykard, right? Because Ronaldo Rykard is a very solid way to get to the DLC. It's slightly slower than Ronaldo Godric, but you get a square out of it. And Rijkaard's super strong on this board.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of interesting ideas there.
Yeah, it's kind of the fun thing about watching a new format is seeing what meta has developed and what early game stuff you can pull off. Because I mean, we're seeing, I think, right now again the very similar DLC push. This clearly is like what the players want to do, but there is room for creativity here. I think both are going Ronaldo, but after that, what you choose to do, Godric or maybe Rijkaard, again, slower, could be a great move.
And yeah, we can see both the players making their way into Academy. So players seem to be running a similar path here. Yebe with a little bit of a lead over Deutz, but Dino has a little bit of a lead here over Thomas.
Yeah, which is, especially with Yebe stopping to grab Charge Attack Talisman as well, kind of surprising.
Oh, but Yebe misses the jump and barely gets that quit out. Or sorry, Deutz misses the jump and barely got the quit out there. Sorry.
Yep. And another game where that skip is costing. That the same thing happened to Shura. That skip kind of got him.
Same thing happened to Chris earlier today, actually. Or was it Chris? Yeah, Chris. And I think Aggie as well in Bingo Brawlers. I can't remember if Aggie had.
It's a finicky skip. Yeah. It like when you get it, it feels really easy, but it like you just miss, and it feels so weird.
Yeah.
It should be good though. Deutz actually pretty far back here now on the Red Wolf Ronaldo race.
Yeah. No squares attached to it. I will say it was very intentional. We realized how strong Academy is on this because Ronaldo is actually even more so than Godric. Ronaldo is just the most killed Remembrance, mainly because of the Frost Wet Blade, right? Yeah. As well as Virgin's Access, right? As a result, there are no squares that require Academy. There's Liurnia bosses still and Memory Stones, but there's no like kill Ronaldo square.
Red Wolf.
Yeah, or Red Wolf because they're just too strong. But we'll go full screen here for the first time of the match with Thomas with Yebe, sorry, for Red Wolf.
With the balls, this should be a relatively friendly fight. I mean, yeah, look at that damage. Not something you're used to seeing out of a Red Wolf rush if you're familiar with Pico.
Yeah. Well, in this format, you can actually upgrade a little bit beforehand.
Yep.
It's not necessarily beneficial to just rip it +0.
Yeah, not when you can do this.
And hitless fight for his first fight in the Golden Order. Very nicely done there by Yebe. We'll go check in with Deutz as he tries to do the same thing.
And Deutz with the Magic Grease to start. Running in. His Red Wolf being just a touch more stally here.
I did not think he'd have time to get that roll off, but he did. He actually started with a good amount of vigor too on this class. I'm not sure what the exact stat is, but that's a pretty
big red bar to start.
Yeah, for starting off, that's a nice red bar. Good size. Oh, but he agrees for the charger too. I think the instability damage there because he was in an animation probably caused him to die. If he was just standing 100%. Neutral, I would have expected him to live, but that's a tough death by Deutz. Obviously, you know, he is overall more experienced, but his first game in the Golden Order as well. You know, we talked about it a lot last game and, you know, in the post-match interview with Sai, right? In the end, I don't think it's not a killer by any means, but, you know, mentality is so important in these games. Gotta wonder if that's going to affect Deutz in any way. And actually, Thomas
is going.
Yebe is going
towards
from
Rijkaard.
Rijkaard, yes.
Which is what we were talking about earlier. I mean, you want to get into the DLC this way, you're also going to get a Square, Lord, and God Boss. Not a weak play at all. Red Wolf cooperating a little more with Deutz here.
Yeah. He's not greeting for the charge R2s quite as much. I think he had maybe disrespecting our boy the Red Wolf a little too much in the first fight, but got it done nice and easy second time of asking.
Beautiful.
Now this noble fight for Thomas or for Yibe, I'm gonna keep doing that all season. Is because they don't have cameras.
Yep.
Is not gonna be the easiest, right? You do have cold, and the stance damage is really good on balls, but Noble's super resistant to strike, and by no means this will be a very difficult kill, especially because not a lot of health, right?
Yeah,
decent.
Should be able to take a hit.
Yeah, but that's about it.
Two.
Well, let's see if Yibe can get it done here.
Time to earn your spot, sir.
Beautiful strafe.
Yep. The raw damage, not awful, not great by any means.
Yeah, the cold will be doing a lot of the heavy lifting here.
Yep.
Not
and also
only
the damage buff,
yeah,
once you have that procced, is going to help a lot.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh, yeah. Great minds think alike.
Well, we've just been doing this for too long. We've probably commentated 30, 40 games together at this point. Maybe more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that looks just a little better. Not an easy fight to take at all.
Nice stagger.
Getting the extra punish in as well. Just very clean. Clearly knows the fight.
And it should be noted, Thomas is well ahead of Dino. In order to get Blood Tax Ash of War, you do need to get to Mogwin. There is that invader, but you actually don't have to kill it. You can just run away from it. Deutz is going in to fight Margit. We're going to stay full screen here with Yibe, though.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, that rollout can be really finicky. I was expecting him to keep rolling, but he did just stop.
And a long fight. You can see why red card maybe not the preferred option.
Yeah,
in the DLC, even though it was on the board for these first two games.
Especially with balls, if you have like particularly a bleed weapon, like if you had like Uchi Katana or something, I think this fight in particular would be a hell of a lot faster.
Yep.
Because yeah, Noble super weak to bleed, super weak to slash. Instead, Yibe has no bleed and strike damage.
Yep. But whittling his way down.
Ooh, great roll. Oh! Flipped by his foot and goes down.
Just barely kicked in the head. Well, that hurts. That definitely, I mean, he was going to be behind Deutz getting the DLC with Deutz going Godric here. But that is going to set him quite a ways back on the DLC push.
Yeah, but there
not
will be
as big of a deal, but still not great on this board.
And then he misses a cage skip there, unfortunately. There will be some salvation though for Expedition 25s. It looks like Thomas is going to just get the snipe here on Dino as Dino goes for blood tax. Granted, this is still good for Dino because Lord of Blood is on the board, right? Plus you can get that 50. I would totally just run all the way to Lord of Blood, pick up the 50k rune or whatever, get some juice. But yeah, Thomas just gonna beat the hell out of the Scarab. It is quite the tanky Scarab because he is a +0
a little bit there. You saw that bump.
All right, there goes blood tax.
Great starting square.
And Deutz is in on Godric here, so we'll go with him.
Oh yeah, that's more the damage you hope to see when you're starting off the game.
Yep, Deutz should finish this off, and then we'll go back with Yibe for Noble round 2, Electric Boogaloo. Starfish moment. Let's see.
Yep.
Oh, misses the Charger 2 twice.
And I have to imagine the Frost is almost here too, so this fight is
this fight
just
is
about done.
And there nicely done there by Deutz. We will go full screen with Yibe once. Never mind.
Oh.
That was Caster's curse.
He's got to make a choice right now.
That was on me.
And not a fun one.
The problem is he's trapped. He's trapped.
Yeah, you have to run all the way to one of the graces.
You could go... Yeah, okay, he's going to go set up Virgin's Grace. I think this is a good pivot.
Yeah. Maybe same as last game, maybe just a little too aggressive on that early push.
Yeah.
I think that's something that'll get figured out throughout the course of the season.
Well, I think what we're seeing is like, you know, even for the like more experienced players, like it's hard to not get nervous, right? Especially because I think all the players know how close this league is, and they know like, hey, you know, we very well could make playoffs, like we very well could miss them. Like it's gonna be fine margins for every team in this league, right?
Yep.
So having that added level of pressure there, which isn't on in practice, is very, it's just something different to manage, right? Like practice games, obviously you want to win, whatever, but the most important thing for these guys is learning, not necessarily winning, and just improving. Here though, it's about you win the game. It you know, learning, whatever, cool, but that's what practice is for. Now's the time for winning.
Yeah. Dino's setting up his weapon just a little more here, getting his Somber Stones. Deutz heading into Renala, which will be his second Remembrance. He will be into the DLC after this.
Yeah, also I will say, like, for all of these players, you know, some of them have done 2v2 rando, right? But this is the first bingo format we've done in Ignite that's 2v2, right? First official games. You know, for some people, having a teammate is, they play better. For some people, they play worse, right? Kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because
definitely,
you know, you can have someone to pick you up, you know, have your back right when you need it. But also, if you make a mistake, you can think like, oh my God, not only do I have to deal with like my own disappointment, but even though my teammate's saying nice things, right? Like, oh, you got it next time, man. They're probably like,
it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good. They're probably like, man, I wish he didn't die.
When Yibe just full pivoting to the regular DLC rush, probably the smart move. Will be behind, but not as far as if he tries to stick out Rykard there. Deutz so far clean Renala more or less.
Yep.
It's the Bloodhound Knight, maybe the most annoying summon here. And really not respecting him, just going for the punishes.
Renala's when you need to be careful, even though they have like a good amount of it, you can so easily just make one little mistake and get wombo comboed against her.
Yeah. I mean, that would have been it right there. That Dragon Slam with that staff toss could have easily gotten him.
Oh my God.
We were talking about it.
He's probably grateful for that moon, because if she followed up with anything else, he might have died.
Yeah. This will also be a pretty...
And Dino is continuing in Mogan, definitely just grabbing that Lord's rune, but does he Maybe go for an early Lord of Blood. I know Dino likes that boss a lot. Wouldn't shock me if he did. Maybe not right
It's
away.
a bold choice with the low flasks, but there's Renala. And Deutz will have his DLC access.
All right, Deutz is in on the DLC.
Yeah, babe. Realistically, only a couple minutes behind, not super far behind, but
Well, he still has to kill Renala.
yeah, no, definitely. But
I don't think it's a killer on
think
this board, unless you're going for Queeline. Unless you really wanted Queeline and Bellarat, but if you really wanted Queeline and Bellarat, I don't think you'd be going for
right card,
the right card.
definitely. I mean, Queeline's a hard NPC fight, especially early. You're going to need to upgrade your weapon and be pretty well versed. Balls are not awful on NPCs, but they're not great. They're not what you would want.
And Deutz here is just going straight for the forge. It looks like this forge actually has enough stones for you to get from +9 to +25. So very valuable.
Yeah. Dino is doing what you called. He's about to head into Moog as
Holy
his
shit.
first fight. Holy.
Dino's such a... I fucking love you, Dino. All right, full screen with Dino for Moog Lord of Blood at 20 minutes into the game. Come on, baby.
Dino, let's see it, man. The salty veteran here, trying to prove, these young bloods don't know quite what
I
they
thought
got
he
into.
might do it in like a little bit. I meant maybe closer to 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, the Vig's low. I don't think he has a +9. I might have missed that. He might. The damage is pretty respectable.
And he'll get that frost proc. The only good thing about low Vig in this fight is, knee heal, but I think you're one shot, so it doesn't really matter.
Probably not.
I mean, he can
one shot depends on instability and headshots. But I think you can take.
Okay, no, he's not one shot.
You can take a hit. Someone who's done a lot of low Vig runs, knowing when I'm one shot is a specialty.
Your speciality?
Oh, definitely.
Oh!
You are one shot to that.
Oh my god, because he was against the wall.
Yeah, he couldn't get far enough to his right, Moog's left to get out of the way of that.
That sucks.
It's a bold move.
He's going back for it, though. He's sticking it out. We see Thomas here going for Sage's Cave.
Yep. Gary Garrus and the Black Knife.
Thomas gets Gary Garrus down. Yebe's in on Renala, but we got to go back with Dino.
Yeah. This is what the people pay to see.
The other thing too is he's physic dependent. He's on a timer. It's 3 minutes. Like it's very doable, but you can't play Omega safe, and you have to greed a little bit, right? Like you
which is
can't
what
just
he's been doing.
Play it super safe.
I think he could get another stagger here.
Yeah, and 2 staggers before the phase transition is beautiful. All right, there's
really
both bosses in Sage's Cave there.
And Tom is kind of carrying right now.
Yeah, Thomas is playing very well early on. Yebe will complete the forge though, and he'll be up to +25 balls. This could be Gaius's pants into dupe. That would also block the threat on the row 2. Like we saw how important last game. Yes, bingo doesn't win the game, but they're important. Yeah.
It puts you in a strong position points wise, obviously, +2. So
I mean, the bingo line was the only reason Sai and Shura were able to win that last game, right?
100%. Dino, it's just phase 2 takes so long with how Moog moves. That timer's starting to get pushed. Oh, he's stalling. This is not what Dino needs.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no. He's lost like 40 seconds here.
I think Dino probably has another 60 seconds here. Like, he still has enough time, but he needs some better RNG. Two charge R2s there is very good. No!
He had to be greedy there. He was very aggressive, but it was necessary.
That's brutal there for Dino.
Back to the other players. Yibe is, in fact, working on Renala.
Yeah, Yibe gets Renala down.
Beautiful.
Now, Deutz is Dino's going again.
Join him back with phase 2 maybe here if he can get through phase 1. Thomas also 3 Black Knife Assassins now. Also only needs 2 out of Ordina.
For time reference, Dino entered Drink the Physic at about 25 minutes.
Okay. The Black Knife Assassin, I mean, Thomas is giving his team a huge lead here, which is big because Yibe is pretty late on DLC and still has to upgrade the balls. Yeah, Thomas is playing his ass off right now. Really good start for Thomas. This is why having a teammate can be good, right? You can afford to make mistakes, and if your teammate just can get you out of that spot, you can still play your game. Oh, but Black Knives, not to be trifled with in Ordina. Yeah, because that is the one thing too. It's like, obviously, of course, you know, these are some of the best players in the world, but like, what are the odds that like both players on the other team play perfect, right? Odds are, like, especially in this format, one of them's going to make a mistake. This format is, I think, without question, the hardest bingo format ever made. Like, I don't think that's very disputable. Like, it is kind of ridiculous how brutal this is. Also, Dino is in phase 2, so we're gonna go back with him. He wants this bad. Well, it's such a big play. Like, I saw Sci-Fi and some of the other Golden Order players in the chat saying, like, early Moog, you just get so much money. Everything else becomes trivial if you get this kill. Maybe trivial is a strong word, but relatively. Love to see a heal here, Dino. Also, Dino has about 60 seconds left on Physic. Big Frost and Stagger. That makes that 60 seconds feel a little better. Oh, Dino is racing against the clock. Huge stagger. That's big. Does he get it? He gets it. Let's fucking go, Dino. Huge. First square of the season being Moog, Lord of Blood. Massive for Dino. That's insane. That is insane. Insane. Holy. Biblical scenes here as Dino gets Moog, Lord of Blood, first square. Sub 30 minutes. Moog, where else are you going to see that? Moog, Lord of Blood within 30 minutes. I mean, come on now. And that's insane. So Thomas is continuing to work on the Black Knives. Deutz is actually going ADM. Probably looking at Charo's Hidden Grave, Deathrite Bird. Also, there's Egon Frild's Finger. And the cookbooks. Yeah, and the cookbooks, right? All back here. Our value of the South.
Well, they are the
Thomas?
team. They are the Aussie duo, the team from down under, right? It makes sense they want to go south.
Fair. Thomas also getting 3 Black Knife Assassins now, really making sure to keep his team ahead with that. I mean, great opening 30 minutes here from Thomas.
All right, we'll go check in
Also,
with
I mean,
Deutz on
built,
ADM.
blocked both diags and built a threat already.
Yeah, I would consider, I know that the row 3, after I kill ADM, if I'm Deutz, I would strongly consider going Queeline and Bellarat, because if Expedition 25 gets Queeline and Bellarat, then all of a sudden both diags become big problems, right?
Yeah.
Like the best way to
get your
stop
advantage in the south, Burled Finger becomes an option to block one diag, and then maybe let Dino do Loretta or work on O-Seeker and Black Knife set. You know, there is other options, but Queeline does feel like a pretty massive square right now.
Yeah.
You can see why balls can be a decently effective NPC weapon here with that R1 combo.
Yeah, they're not bad. This is a fight.
I mean,
where
Ancient Dragon Man is a little more susceptible to that type of combo because he just keeps trying to hit you. He's rolling back a bit here.
No poise. Like that's the biggest thing. If you fight a boss that, like, if you were to try this on Solitude or whatever, obviously that's an extreme example because he's a poise monster, you would just get your shit rocked. And Dino's actually going for Draconic Tree Sentinel. English.
Yeah. Which is actually, Capital is really good here. Gold free, not a square, but is a Lord and God boss, much like Rykard. So a high value target, even though not directly a boss here. Also unlocks Morgott for you, which can get you to the DLC if you're needed there.
Gold free is a square.
Oh, on this board?
Yeah. Row 5. Or row 5, column 2. It blocks the column.
Yeah, there it is. My bad. So never mind. Gold free, insane boss on this board. My bad.
You're good.
Actually, an obscene square to get. Great call.
And Yibe is also going south. Yibe is just a step behind Deutz here.
Yeah.
And he's having some issues here with the
This skip can be annoying.
I hate the skip.
There it is, clean.
Gets it done. And I think Thomas is going for Estelle.
I mean,
I think
a block builds the line.
And also, again, like I personally, granted, we'll see how the meta develops throughout the season. But for me, I put a lot of value on remembrance kill squares for the base game player.
Yeah.
Because obviously as the base game player, you can't rush to get your 2 remembrances dead, right? But having the flexibility to be able to do so is invaluable.
Very helpful. It gives your team options. If you can get Estelle and you just have to kill like Godric or Renala or even Radon if you have that unlocked, like it does make having 2 players in the DLC viable and makes doing some weird stuff, getting some extra squares in the DLC an option. And you just get a square for it, right? So like Thomas really playing well early here.
Especially because like if you need a block, let's say you need a block, if both players have access to that block, it allows you to have much greater flexibility because it's like, you know, if Ratty and I are on a team, it's like if we can both get the block, it's like, hey, Ratty, I'm doing something really valuable with a lot of synergy right now. You need to go get it. Versus like, I have to drop what I'm doing because we need this block, right? It just adds so much flexibility for how you play because the mid game's so hectic and chaotic, right? You plan and you set yourself up for success in the first 30 minutes, but then the next 30 minutes and anything beyond in this game are so hectic and chaotic. Being able to just make a call and send someone somewhere is an incredibly valuable skill. Also, Deutz is going for Queenline and Bellarat.
Yep.
Oh my God. What? ADM just went sicko mode.
Holy, the backstab? The devious back shots? Dude, no. No. Oh, that hurts. I don't know if I've seen that before.
I haven't seen that before. We'll go full screen with Thomas for the Estelle square. And we'll keep the Lawrence OST on.
Yep. Not the best weapon for Estelle here. Is fully immune to frost, so Steeple loses that, but still a decent weapon. Yeah, it's not bad damage. And yeah, charge attack talisman doing some work right there. Holy.
Dino's in on gold free. Yebe's fighting ADM. Screw it. We're gonna go to let's go to the 4-player big screen here.
A lot of big fights happening.
Yep. Yebe just needs to get the thing is, here's the thing for Yebe. I'm sure he's frustrated because it's not been the start to the game that he would have wanted, right? But Thomas is playing really well and his team is in a perfectly good spot right now. If he can just you know, play the all right, I'm gonna stop talking.
Yep. But I do see what you're saying. The team's in a fine spot. You just got to try to keep your cool here.
Yeah, because look, they're up.
Thomas cleans up a cell.
Thomas is taking the other 3 players on. It's 4-1 Thomas. Well, okay, now 4-2 Thomas versus everyone else at the current moment.
Yep. I mean, we said the base game was maybe a little more, right? It's a base game board, so Thomas just tearing apart these base game squares is huge.
All right, so we have double NPCs, ADM being very pesky for Yebe here, and Deutz continuing to work on, or going to Queen and Bellarat.
Can you do the R1 combo on Queenline? I think is a big question here.
It's not as free.
No. Damage is actually pretty good.
Thank you, Shura,
for a slightly lower skilled area.
Thank you, Shura, for bringing back the copy pasta culture in the chat. We've missed it. Best part of bingo season is the copy pastas.
Always. The unfortunate Queenline heal that exists happens. You hate to see it.
And Thomas is going for Loretta here. Dude, Thomas is him right now. He truly is the tank engine steaming through this board.
Kind of the MVP of the game so far.
Choo choo, the tank engine's coming. For anyone who doesn't know, he hates that nickname so much, but I have to make it, it's too good. I have to make it just stick.
And sorry, Thomas. For the content, brother.
Yeah.
You're stuck with it.
There's
Queenline.
For any football fans, it reminds me of Muscle Hamster, the Muscle Hamster nickname.
Oh God.
American football. There was a player who was nicknamed the Muscle Hamster. Sick nickname, but he fucking hated it.
I would hate it too. It sucks. And Dino heading towards an Onyx Lord here. Maybe looking at that square to shut down column 4 and row 4 there. Meanwhile, Deutz has returned to base game. Not sure what he's looking at. And Yebe Finishes Dragon Man finally. Let's go.
Nicely done by
Into the
Yebe
south.
here.
And honestly, Deutz hasn't done a lot to like take these squares. So Yebe is in a fine position.
Mm-hmm. I'm really surprised that Yebe didn't immediately go for Deathrite Bird and Karos. He's going for Sacred Blade. He is going for Deathrite Bird and Karos. But
Yeah, Deutz is grabbing Sacred Blade and is going to go Deathrite Bird.
does Sacred
Thomas
Blade go
dies
on
on the
balls?
run. The Crystallians that get summoned are monsters.
Yo, knowers in the chat. Does Sacred Blade go on balls?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I believe I'm a knower, and I think the answer is no.
Oh, he's getting Golden Vow. Thank you,
would
Tony.
work. Yep.
Yeah, that'll give him Holy Affinity, as
And damage
well
buff.
as a damage buff. Because one of the things is these players, you get the Whetstone Knife, but no Wet Blades. That's why Academy's so valuable. That Frost Wet Blade is just huge. Getting specific
Oh, he
actions.
was like getting his third Lord boss right there. That was why he went for that Onyx Lord.
Yes, and Onyx Alabaster
Gold
Lords
remote.
is a square, right?
Yeah. Actually, crazy synergy there. I didn't even think of that. They're right next to each other.
All right, but Thomas here going to be the first player officially to do Loretta Knight of the Halig Tree in a bingo match.
But yeah, and that's definitely doable
Oh,
damage.
never mind.
But, takes the full combo. Yeah, the charge attack was a bit bold. With her coming down.
Yeah.
So just a little late. But very doable fight if he wants to stick it.
Oh my God, this could be a brutal snipe for Deutz here. It looks like for Deutz on Yebe. Yebe is looking to go for cookbooks, I believe, Egon's cookbooks. Stopping that column 5 line that is becoming a real threat for Bofa D's. And they are really going for it because it looks like Dino here is going to be making a move on God bosses. I'm not sure what Dino's total count is on God bosses, but both Noble and Rykard are God bosses. And also that will give Dino 2 remembrances, right? Because he has Moog, Lord of Blood, and Rykard. And thus he will have DLC access in order to get Oathseeker and Black Knight set.
Yep. And also Dino with the really clean Ray Lucaria skip. First player so far this season to just slap that. Love to see it. Thomas back in on Loretta.
And he is aggressive with the charge R2s.
Yeah, if that doesn't stagger, I think he gets kicked right there.
Hey, sometimes you just want to get stepped on by a horse scroll. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, true. You know what?
And there goes the
Take it back.
cookbooks. So yeah, Deutz gets sniped there. You know, Deutz has the grace before virgins. I think he should consider going Oathseeker and Black, like just kill virgins, get Oathseeker and Black Knife set, get a square on the board, and a very important one to block that line.
Yeah, Oathseeker Black Knife sets
Or
pretty
Yebe,
critical
sorry,
here.
Yebe.
Yebe.
And there goes Loretta. Now, Deutz is going for Deathrite Bird in Charos here.
Not a bad play at all.
And I think Yebe is actually doing exactly what I said. It looks like he is going virgins.
Yep. I mean, Yebe with plus 25 balls here. Virgin should be pretty chill with the frosty balls.
Oh, Dino tries to get abducted and die. Uncharacteristic
tough.
mistake.
I'm curious to see Deutz's damage on this. Pretty good.
The bird's damage is also pretty good, though.
Yeah, pretty nasty. right, Niebe gets down to just the one virgin. Should be a lot easier now.
Yeah. Yeah, Dino is currently losing to the water wheel boss.
That happens.
Thomas is making a push here for memory stones by killing this demi-human queen, but we'll go full screen with Deutz here as he's back in on the Deathray Bird.
Yep. Well, he does this. That row 5 bingo should get shut down by Yebe now.
Yeah, that's a great pivot by Yebe.
Great punishes from Deutz there into the riposte. Chicken Little is screaming at him.
Yep. Chicken Little, dude. I'm gonna start calling these guys Chicken Little now. Great name. Oh. Fine south. Nope. He was to the left of south. He was to
The Night
wrong
Rain player in me said just stick that and go for it. I don't know what his stamina was at.
He was to the wrong side of south.
Yeah.
It's
tough.
I've explained this a few times before, and you need to be to the right of south. And I know you're like, how do right and south make any sense? Right.
Look at the map.
So
look at the little pointer compass.
Where on the compass, where the key line is that is south, you need to be slightly to the your player dot needs to be slightly to the right of the south indicator. That is what I mean when I say to the right of south. That attack is directional, based on the map or like cardinal directions. It is not relative to the boss's positioning whatsoever.
You got Dino here in on Noble as Deutz starting to have a bit of an incident, tragically.
Yeah.
And that's Dino, right into the Thunderdome. Does not care. And Steeple a fully upgrade here, much better than the balls were. Oh my god, Dino getting the punish on the roll is insane.
I mean, he has Mogrins. He doesn't care.
That's true. The rando player in him is coming out.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I trade.
The boss rusher. He needs to be careful now.
Yep.
Oh, and also Deutz. I wasn't paying attention. My bad, chat. Congratulations to Deutz getting Deathrite Burden Charles. Hey, maybe that's what he needed.
We need to stop cursing him.
Yeah, we needed me to stop paying attention and cursing him. There's Deathrite Burden Charos, also a second DLC boss down for Deutz there. It was the indirect full screen curse is what cost him.
Yep. So Dino should be at. Got Godfrey.
There's OC for Black Knight set. This is. I don't think Dino needs to push this anymore, though. Like, you go Rykard, but then I don't know that you necessarily need to push this any further.
Yeah. You're going to have pretty good prio on God bosses.
Thomas here is working on Loretta. This is a night boss. And
is there a memory stone back here?
There's an Onyx Lord back here.
Yep. That's what it is.
The ones I don't foresee any bingos making a major impact at this point. Granted, I also said that last game.
Yep.
But I think the biggest thing for me is Gaius's Pants with DLC bosses and dupe at Finger Ruins. I think Deutz should be going back section now.
Yeah.
Yibe here is working on Furled Finger, going for the Drakes.
That damage is... This fight just sucks. It really does. Damage is low. You're dealing with not one, but two dragon movesets, which is awful. You can see here they both just fly around, jump. It's not a good spot.
Yep. Thomas does take down the
Onyx Lord.
Onyx Lord.
That is one. I believe 1-1 for him and Dino on that square. All right, and as Yibe finishes this up, Dino is on Rykard, but I know you said no bingos, but looking at row 4 right now for Thomas, he's got 2 night bosses, both Loretta's, I believe. He's got an Onyx Lord, and Yibe could come back for Borealis, realistically. I mean, Thomas could also do it himself, but row 4, a possible threat in this game here for Team Expedition 25. Dino almost done with the first phase of Rykard. Has enough health that it shouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah.
Deutz has gone back to work on the Red Bear as well. Probably looking at Wolf, Lion, Hippo, Bear boss. Already does have the Wolf. So that could be a great square for him.
And has Lion set up too, because he did Queen and Ballarat.
Yep, can't get to the Lion easily. And then Golden Hippo's right here as well. So Deutz could really just probably be focusing that square.
And of course, you know, the hardest final boss for that square, the Rune Bear and Weeping.
Oh, true.
That's people always. I remember there was a talk the players were talking about this where they're like, it's so lame how you do 3 tough bosses and then just go for Rune Bear and Weeping. That's the last one. It's like, yeah, well,
Yeah, it happens.
the easiest.
But I mean, might as well just rip this boss.
Yeah, Egon's Furled Finger is proving to be hell.
Yeah, I mean, this fight
I
is
almost think
ridiculously long.
Senesax is better. I think I would have preferred Senesax. Players voted for this though.
Yeah, I would almost just say upgrade Dragon Hunter if you're going to do this. I don't know.
Wait, where did you get what Dragon Hunter?
The Katana?
Weapon Rando.
Oh, Weapon Rando. Jesus Christ. I'm so used to non-Weapon Rando DLC bingo. I'm pilled. I'm sorry, team. Never mind. You can't make this fight easy. This is ass. That is an interesting player vote. I love it.
Well, it was either this or Senesax was pretty much what the conversation came down to.
Not great options.
Yeah, there were bad options. They were stuck between a rock and a hard place. Dino gets that down.
There you go. Gets Rykard, gets his... It's hard to keep track. Godfrey.
And Deutz is in Shadow Keep. He's going for Hippo.
Yep.
I'm surprised. I know this is Wolf, Lion, Hippo, Bear, but I really just think the back section play with Gaius's Pants is so good.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's an interesting square to focus right now. I mean, you do get some Skidoo and you're going to get a lot of levels out of it. Everything else is going to be easy once you get all this done, but
Oh yeah, for anyone who's curious, because the reason why we're saying back section for the ultra sweats, there is a skip called front to back skip that you technically can do. However, that specific skip is banned in this format because if front to back skip is allowed, people tend to just go back section just gets killed. So yeah, front to back skip is banned.
Did finish up Drake's there. It took forever. That fight is insanely long.
Yeah, that fight was brutal.
But can't get the finger here. We've got a close game now, 7-7.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a very close game throughout.
Yeah, it did feel like Thomas was maybe going to help him run away with it early, but Deutz and Dino, patient and in a great position on a lot of these longer term squares. Yeah, Deutz has 4 DLC bosses as well. That's probably part of the reason you're doing Lion, Bear, Hippo, Wolf, right? The way you are.
The way this game is shaping up is like, this game feels like it's going to be, just the vibes that it's giving me is that this is going to end up being an important game. For some reason, I feel like when we look back at the season, like the team that lost, I could totally see them being like, fuck man, we were so close to, being in the playoff hunt or whatever, but that week 1 game that we should have won killed us, right? Like I think for whichever team, that's just giving this game, it's giving that. I don't know. That's my white girl way of putting it. It's giving, we regret losing this one.
Yeah.
All right, and Deutz is going to go finish Wolf, Lion, Hippo, Bear here with the Bear boss. He's also at 4 out of the 5 DLC bosses.
Yeah, it's a pretty good push here out of Deutz. Really taking advantage of that early DLC access to get a lot done.
Oh my god, I just realized Thomas went for the Onyx Lord in the Estelle tunnel in Consecrated and died, and he has to run all the way back. I saw him die, but it didn't register how costly that was.
Right. And Dino gets the one in Weeping. Dino might have that square. Oh, that's going to be a big one too. That threat was going to be really good for Expedition 25.
Yeah.
If Dino can beat them to the Lords here, just in a little more trouble.
Now, shockingly, at the same time, both of the DLC players are going for Rolana. Yibe here, Deutz will finish DLC bosses with Rolana, but also it'll give them a remembrance that they can do.
Yep. Which if Yibe can take some of the sting out of this kill by getting Rolana down, and I mean he's using Blue Dancer. So
yes,
no
he
armor.
is. He's using Blue Dancer. My boy, I loved it. I 10 out of 10 for the damn confidence, man. Like you've had a rough game, but fuck it, Blue Dancer.
Yeah, that is honestly a good sign for the mental, not being able to hear how he's feeling, but just willing to rip this.
Yeah. By the way, I know we don't have player audio. I'm gonna be looking into it more next week. I still feel like shit, but I was so sick all week. It was something that I wanted to have implemented for this week, but I was bedridden for 4 days, so it just was not possible.
This could be Dino's last Lord. It's very hard to keep track of all the counting squares.
Yeah, I'm sure. I will say I've given our refs complete and utter authority. I know in base game ready, whenever we have counting issues, we can normally like work through it right as to what they did, but it's so hard with this format.
Oh yeah.
Full trust in the referees though.
In terms of the Rolana race, Deutz maybe actually catching up a bit here, having a really good fight.
And Dino snipes. Oh, that's terrible. Dino snipes Thomas on the Alabaster Lords.
Yeah, that hurts.
That really hurts. And now he's really heads up play, just going to go straight to Rick for another God boss. That'll be his 3rd. At least his third.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Deutz gets the DLC bosses at the exact same time.
Yeah, Deutz really caught up on that Rolana fight. This dupe is going to be close.
Yeah, I think that's...
No.
Just Scadu and... Thomas, Deutz makes the same mistake.
Oh, huge.
They both got on torrent just quick and just ran off the cliff.
That's crazy. I was about to say, Yibi might just lose the square off that little quit out. Luckily, Deutz did the same fucking thing. And now it's a routing race here. Who can run straighter? Who doesn't get sniped by the gummy worms? 7-10, really Bofa D's here after I called it a close game. Made a great decisions and have bought themselves a good lead. An Expedition a little back against the wall early here. In their first game. I mean, this isn't the spot you want to find yourself in, but it's not awful. Especially
they're taking completely different lines.
I think Deutz is faster. Like significantly faster.
Yeah. This is a square that they need. That Expedition 25 needs this square. If they get this square, it's still very much a game. It's going to be really difficult to come back, though, if they cannot claim this. Oh my god, yeah, they just took the complete wrong line.
Yeah, Deutz should have this, barring any issues, but it's kind of hard running through this angle. The gummy worms are a little bit less of a worry.
And Thomas is working on Borealis, but that's quite honestly, the least is our concerns, because this is Expedition Yibe needs this square. He has to have it.
Yeah, he needs the gummy worm to be his strongest soldier right now. I mean, he is behind without the skip. Oh no. Oh, this is such a brutal snipe for Yibe.
Yeah. Because after this, if they get this, that's 11. Then Dino cleans up God bosses, and then they just need one more square. Like it's so hard to stop at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, Deutz has it.
Deutz has it. That's brutal.
Oh,
that
hurts.
Horribly brutal.
That skip really came through right there. That's tough. I mean, he really caught up on that fight too. Yibe was ahead. I mean, great plays out of Deutz right there.
The good thing is like it's a learning moment, and but like obviously it's like it sucks to say that in competition, but
God bosses pops as well as Dino finishes up Godefroy.
I will say one of the fantastic things about our community and our player base is that like people don't gatekeep stuff. Like Yibe made a routing mistake, but I'm sure that someone will bring that to his attention. He'll get it fixed and he'll never make that mistake again. Right? Like our community and our players do such a good job of like helping each other in iron sharpens iron and uplifting everybody. Sucks to make a mistake, but it's something that will most likely never happen again.
Oh, 100%.
And stuff that we've seen before. I mean, I reviewed on commentary in the Cold Northern game last season where Chris spent like 5 minutes trying to find the
I was playing that game. I was his opponent.
Oh yeah, Chris spent like 20 minutes or 5 minutes looking for a Spirit Ash upgrade that didn't exist.
Yep. Which actually turned it into a disgusting snipe. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. Yibe switching to demi-human queens here. Also some memory stone synergy on this. I mean, it ain't over till it's over. Couple good snipes and some good choices here, and these boys are in it. They got the lead on night bosses. Kaled bosses isn't really a thing quite yet. Geis's pants is still up for grabs for anyone. Deutz is heading that way.
Yeah.
Thomas is working on Caleb bosses.
Yeah, Thomas is working on Caleb. Like, this is where it's so hard. Like, obviously it's not over because they need to claim the square. But even though you have 2 players, like, you can't, there's 2 players and 5 squares left on the board, right? You can't, and you just have to send them, right? Because you just have to go and say, you know what, we're doing these squares, right? But you just need to pick right.
Yeah, and it's hard to do.
It just statistically very unlikely to pick right that many times in a row.
Yeah. But it can happen. I mean, I think when you play down like this, you're playing optimistically. What can we do? What has the most synergy? Let's just get squares and, like, we're trying to get snipes, but you have no way of knowing what your opponents are doing. You're just, you make the best decision and you hope it works out. Is really what happens when you get down like this 12-8.
The other thing too, I think, you know, I'm sure that you don't want to look for consolation prizes, but this is the first game in the Golden Order for both of these players. Thomas and Yabe are the least experienced team. They were, I remember when, you know, we asked them to be in Golden Order, I told them, like, experience wise, you're going to be up against it, right? Overall, though, they played it. It was they played a good competitive game, right? Like, you get your first game they played a good game. You get your first game over with, right? And then you can move on and you got the jitters out, right? Yeah. Because I think Thomas and Yabe are a super talented and dangerous team.
Actually, Deutz may be leaving a window here by pivoting off.
Oh, yeah.
Got 2 back section and then left Geis's pants. There is still hope here for Thomas and Yabe. Because Dino's chasing on demi-humans. I think Yabe's ahead. Again, tough to keep count with all this going on, but... if they get demi-humans, and they get Caleb bosses here, we're up to 12-10, and I think memory stones they have a little advantage on.
Yeah. And Yabe's actually going for...
night bosses as well.
For Mariga.
Interesting choice. Dino's going memory stones right now, it looks like.
Yeah, Dino's at 2. They're like pivoting around and stuff. It's so hard to keep. I'm like watching all.
I'm struggling
4.
to. I'm struggling to keep track of it all. Which is the beauty of the game here. This game is chaotic and I think still actually very doable for Expedition 25. Deutz is working on night bosses here with bulls, double prepping. He has back section and night bosses.
And Thomas is continuing to work on Caleb bosses. Also, Knight's Cav is not a night boss. NIGHT versus KNIGHT.
Very true. Clean Rot Knights would work. Might be a little too long, though.
I think you need to go for it. I think Clean Rot Knights is probably
it's too much synergy.
Yeah.
If you're playing optimistically, you need that. Dino could just win it here on memory stones. I think that might be how this game ends.
Yeah, it's very possible. Because yeah, Deutz is only on 2 night bosses. Dino's at 3 out of 5 memory stones.
Yep.
Thomas is at 3 Caleb bosses. I believe Exikes is his 4th.
I think so.
And I'll be honest, I have no idea what the demi-human queen count is for any of the players.
Should be 3 for Yabe, if I'm counting correctly.
Oh, never mind. That was Thomas's 5th Dragon Barrow boss. I was wrong. Okay, there goes Caleb Dragon Barrow. Yeah, I think Dino wins on. I think Dino wins on memory stones.
Yeah.
I gotta say,
chaotic to keep track of in these end games. Holy moly!
Yeah, when it's just a bunch of like collection squares and like a bunch of like multiple squares in the end game, it's hard.
Honestly, imagine for the players too, trying to keep track of what you think your opponent has. Like, oh my gosh, it's got to be almost impossible.
Yeah. Okay, there goes Demi-Human Queens, also for Expedition 25. So it's 10-12 now. 10. I just don't. Dino, this is Dino's 4th memory stone.
Has he bought one yet? I think
I'm not sure if he's bought one yet. Yep, I think this is it. I'm pretty sure Dino memory just buys this one and it's over. Memory stones for the win?
It's a good square. It's never failed.
And there it is. Dino.
For the
memory
veterans.
Stones for the win. Congratulations to Bofa D's. One hell of a game by them. An excellent, well-deserved victory. Great game by Expedition 25 as well. But yeah, very, very hard fought and great first win from the team down under, the veterans, Expedition or Bofa D's.
Great job by Expedition 25 too. First game as rookies, 13-10. I think obviously some jitters and errors, but really well played. I mean, 13-10, respectable.
Yeah.
You played well in the end game, mid game. The start looked great for the team as a whole.
And I think you're just seeing how fast these players are, because like the fact that we're like, oh yeah, there were errors in this game and we had 23 out of 25 squares done in an hour and 10 minutes, right? Like,
yeah,
the pace has increased so much over the last few weeks, right? Like games used to go closer to 130. You were talking about the timer stuff in the past, right? Like that's why we never implemented it, because like the average game speed has gone down so much as the players have gotten better. But let's bring the players in here for a little post-match interview, and then we'll go ahead and get out of here. Also, well, before I bring them in, I want to say thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Love you all. We'll be back tomorrow at noon for 4 more games. Ratty, thank you so much for joining me on commentary today. But let's bring the players in.
Hello.
Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. I'll let you guys know I'm feeling pretty rough, so I'm probably going to make this a pretty brief interview.
Yeah, that's fun.
But we'll start with the winners, Bofa D's. One hell of a job by you guys. Great game today. Obviously, Deutz had that priority on the DLC, and Dino with the. Were you always planning on going for Moog that early? That was crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we like
the blood tax into Moog, but I routed pretty bad, so I didn't get the blood tax.
Fair. Diabolical decision. Love to see it.
You just have to worry about anything for the rest of the game.
Yeah, well, it was a great game by you guys. Obviously, I'll be honest, I'm kind of out of it. But you played super well. We get any thoughts from you guys about the game, and how are you feeling after getting the first win in the format of the season?
Feels good.
Feeling pretty good. Yeah, we were concerned about Yube because he was quiet for a lot of the game. So we just had no idea what he was doing.
I'll say the nerves got to me a little at the start.
Yeah. Right. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think me and Deutz were skillishing at the start a little bit, and then we're like, okay, we got to play around Yube getting squares earlier in the DLC, and then you just didn't, and then we're like, okay.
And how did you guys feel at the start? Because Thomas put up I think it was 4-1 with Moog on the board.
Yeah, dude, Thomas was going nuts.
Thomas was cooking
crazy.
I mean, Thomas went crazy, but
yeah.
Any concerns when that happened?
Not super concerned.
I think because Yube didn't do Queeline, because that would have put so many bingo threats on the board.
Yeah.
Since I was able to come back and take it, that relieved a bit of the pressure, and then we pulled the score back.
Yeah,
to a
then
bit
we
more
just
level.
pressured row 5, and then
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, great job, guys. For Thomas and Yibe, I mean, I think, yeah, obviously, Yibe, I know you said you had some nerves, but look, I think you guys played a great, very competitive game. I think you're a very, very talented team, and yeah, we expect you to do really, really well. Continuing on, we all believe in you, boys. Obviously, not the result you would have wanted in your first game, but just curious how you guys, what's kind of how you guys feeling, and yeah, final thoughts from you before we go ahead and get out of here.
Yeah, I feel like aside from like my early game was just rough. I entered Noble. I think my heart rate was off the charts. Like I was so nervous, and that just showed in my gameplay. So I died a couple times.
Did those
Yeah, and
nerves
then
settle in? I saw you rip Blue Dancer on Rolana just butt naked, which is a ballsy call. Did you settle in throughout the match just after that start, or not so much?
Yeah, we're still a little bit shaky on the Ancient Dragon Man, but after that I settled in a little bit. Well, Ancient Dragon Man was also always going to be a bit rough with the iron balls, of course, but
Yeah.
especially once he backstabbed me on the first attempt.
I've never seen that. That was insane.
Yeah, that was crazy.
The back shots from Dragon Man I've never seen that. I didn't know he could do that.
I didn't know either.
Figured that out today.
Learn something new every game.
You got this, yeah. But I mean, we all believe in you. You wouldn't be here if you didn't belong here, right? You know that. You guys are, you guys are the least experienced team, right? Like in terms of bingo experience, it makes sense that you had a little nerves. Very human, but yeah, you're a fucking amazing player, and you're gonna do great in this league. We all believe in you, and Thomas, you as well, man. You played great today. There's the best is yet to come from Expedition 25, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm happy I at least got to show off a little bit of skill on the Rolana.
Rolana was sick.